All right, welcome once again, everybody. I think we are ready to kickstart the presentation. Leader Noma, are you here?
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Leader Brown. I'm here. Thank you.
Sure. So, Leader Noma, I'm going to make you the host and then hand over the whole presentation. You will introduce also Dr. Edwin. Ladies and gentlemen, Leader Noma is one of our top leaders in this business. She's one of the people who made Power Life to be here and active in South Africa. She is a Diamond Club member in the business, a mom, and a veteran networker also. So tonight, she's going to be one of the leaders who will be taking us through the presentation. And I hope at the end of this day, we're going to come out with a lot of knowledge from her and from Dr. Edwin. Mr. Noma, the ball is in your court.
Thank you, Leader Brown. Good evening, everybody. My name is Noma. Before I introduce Dr. Edwin, I would like you to take you through where we are currently as Power Life with regards to expanding our business to other African countries. So as you all know, we started Power Life in January this year. And to give you the background, when we started Power Life, when we opened our office, we did not even have a distributor, a single distributor in Namibia. We did not even have a single member in Botswana. We did not even have a single member in Swaziland. But I would like to thank each and every person who is here today because as I'm talking to you today, I think we are running just under 4,000. Katu is also here in the group. She can confirm the numbers for us. In less than 3 months of Power Life in existence, South African office is currently has made over 4,000 members. And we have a great leader in Namibia currently who has been appointed by Power Life Malaysia for us to be able to expand our business. So, and we also have another leader by the name of Tebogo in Botswana, who is also our country leader, who will be assisting new members if you are getting new partners in those countries. And the plan is that we were just disturbed by the lockdown. The plan is that we should have a leader in Swaziland. We should have a leader in Lesotho. And I'm currently having contact with another leader in Mozambique. And I think Zimbabwe, we do have a leader, but we'll just formalize and finalize all the arrangements. But I would like to thank each and every member who is here today, and also to encourage those who are starting in the business to say that whether we like it or not, Power Life is actually taking over into the SADC space, and Power Life is taking over the African market. So welcome everybody tonight. Welcome new people that are joining us for the first time. Welcome older members that have been consistently doing presentations week in, week out, evening. And you know, it's not an easy time now for us to be doing business, but I would like to appreciate and thank each and everyone who is actually working hard. And I want to tell you something that, you know what, if you touch your business every single day and you treat it like a business, it is actually going to pay you over the long run like a business. So I hope I've welcomed everybody. I think I've made everybody at ease. And tonight, we're gonna do things differently. I've actually invited our special guest. He's new into the business, but he's a dear friend of mine. We've been in business together. And I've actually used his services as well personally in a
Hi, Leader Noma. I'm not sure if it's from my side, but we can't hear you anymore.
Leader Brown, can you just check for me if Edwin is
Yes, Dr. Edwin is online.
Okay, can you hear me? My network is not good. Can someone check for me? Can someone check for me if Dr. Edwin is unmuted on the Zoom? Leader Bright, Leader Brown, please.
We can check.
Yes, he's unmuted, my leader.
You need to check from your side, mute everybody, then Dr. Edwin can unmute himself. Otherwise, give me back the host right.
I've muted. Okay, I've muted everybody now. I've muted everybody.
Okay,
I'm trying to look for him now. Oof, Edwin. I can't even see him now. The group is a lot. Can someone see him?
Yes, my leader, I can see him. My leader, can you give me back the host right? Then I can unmute him myself.
I've unmuted him.
Okay.
Dr. Edwin, can you hear me? Dr. Edwin, can you hear me?
Hi, Leader Noma. Did Dr. Edwin dial in?
Yeah, he's here. I can see him. He's here.
I mean, maybe if he can't talk, maybe it's because he didn't dial in. Because normally that's what happens.
No, he can.
No, you need to come out and come in again, then connect with computer audio or connect with internet. Then you'll be able to talk because there's no microphone on his name right now.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I noticed.
Dr. Edwin, please come out and then rejoin and then click where it says connect with computer audio or connect with internet. Then we'll be able to hear you. Thank you.
I actually asked him to download the Zoom today. He hasn't done a Zoom call before, so but yeah, it's the first time, but he will be fine. Let me ask him. Let me phone him. Can you guys give me a second? Let me phone him to get out and come in. Right? Is that what you're saying, Leader Brown?
Yes,
right?
yes. Let him log out, then leave the meeting, then come in again and join with device audio or internet.
Okay. Just hold on for me. Can someone just carry on talking? I'll phone him in. I'll be back in a minute just now.
All right, good evening, leaders. It's Coach Bright Komalo here. And thank you so much for coming in numbers. Of course, we are not that much. I would expected us to have filled up the place today. I don't know what's happening, or we're having excuses. If people are having excuses, we need to encourage them because we are in business here. And then in a business, you can't say, I'm spending a lot on internet. Because when you are spending on internet, you are actually having some expenses that are going to generate you some money. So what we need is a change of mindset, which we need to impact on our downlines as well, to realize that there are expenses which are necessary. Expenses like fuel moving around, but we are not moving around. So it becomes a lot cheaper when you have bought some internet or took a contract or whatever the case is, and you start doing your business. So from me, that's what I can be saying right now. If there's someone who wants to say something else, guys, you're welcome.
I love you. Open View Superfan. There's only one place to be 5 to 8.
Oh, sorry.
Hello, Leader Kumalo.
Yes, leader, you're welcome.
Yes, I wanted to ask something here. I've used one of the product, which is the Profit. So now
Profit,
what?
right?
Yeah. So what happened now is when I was using this product, 2 days later, I started identify that I've got some cramps in my stomach, like when I sleep in the night. So I don't know if it caused by that Profit or must I keep on continue drinking, taking it every night, because I first took it 2 tablets at night, and I changed to 1 in the morning, 1 in the evening. Then I eventually used 1 for 3 days. So I'm not too sure if it's the one causing the cramps for me on the stomach or what.
Okay, yeah, usually when you are taking herbal supplements, we normally have what they call healing crisis. So it could be a healing crisis. What I can say, I see later Noma is back, but just in a minute, what I can say is just get the detox as well, and then detox your system and continue, you should be okay.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Leader Noma, back to you.
Yes, I'm here. So he's changing his phone. I'm just waiting for him to exit and come back again on the system. I'm using my phone. Can you tell me, Leader Bright or Brown, when he logs in again, so I can just check with him on the other number?
Okay, fantastic. We'll be checking. I think Leader Brown and myself will be checking if he comes in.
Okay.
Yes,
Let me call now.
Or he's still in, but wrongly. Okay, he went out. All right, that's fine. You can call him and guide him. It's okay. All right, leaders. Anyone else with a comment or product testimony or money testimony? How's the business, guys, during the lockdown?
Hi, Dr. Edwin. Hello. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Dr. Edwin, can you hear me? Oh, Lord. Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Leader Noma, we can hear you, but I am not sure if Dr. Edwin can hear you. And I can't seem to see him as well.
Yeah, he's on. I'm using it. I've asked him to call me on the other number. Oh, gosh. Okay, he muted me. I think he muted me on the other side because I can see.
It goes to normal screen.
My leader, can I ask a question while doctor is connecting?
You're welcome. You're welcome, leader, to ask questions.
Oh, okay, I'm actually based in Namibia, and today I signed up someone in Limpopo. I just want to find out in terms of products, how will this person get products? Are there products or can they be couriered to her? She's in Limpopo actually.
Okay, yes, the products will be couriered to her. There's an office line for Korea. Then I think later Noma will send the number to you, and then you forward it to the leader in Limpopo. Then definitely the product will be couriered to her. But what we can say, the courier companies sometimes take the product and stay a little bit more days than usual because they are also understaffed due to the coronavirus. So we cannot say the exact day or the number of days it would take the product to get there.
Okay.
Okay,
thank you so much.
Ben. Pleasure.
Mm.
Leaders, while we're waiting for Dr. Edwin, do we have any question whatsoever, even if it's not related to products? Any question about the business? Please, let's keep ourselves busy while we're waiting for Doc to come back online. Any question from yesterday's training on maintenance and every other training that we had so far? Please, let's use this opportunity. All the leaders are here tonight.
Hi, Leader Brown.
Hello, my leader.
I've got a question on calculating your dollars. Not dollars, PVs.
Okay.
When I check on the system, like when I have something on the right.
Sorry, my leader. I don't know who is speaking, but I think it's right for you to introduce yourself. And then, Leader Noma, please can you check everybody who is speaking out of 10, you see them with a green, you see that they are active. Can you mute them, please? Yes, my leader, can go ahead.
Oh, it's Leader Queen here. Now I was asking how to calculate your PVs.
Your PVs.
Yes, yeah. Because after registering someone, even if you sponsor that person on the on the screen, it only shows PVs for it doesn't show PVs for a referral and level period. Unless if maybe you're missing something there.
Leader Noma, are you here? All right, awesome. No, I see I'm host. Okay, sure. My leader, I'm just gonna quickly, let me just wanna quickly mute everybody. Leader, I just wanna identify everybody who is talking. Then them. Oh, I thought I was host. My leader, I wanted to pull up a slide that is going to help me to explain this. Leader Noma, did you make me the host? Yeah. I know, Shem. I don't know. I don't think I'm the host. Unfortunately, I can't share. Okay, my leader, you know what's going to happen? I wanted to share a screen and use it to explain for you how you calculate those PVs. But now that I can't be able to pull up that particular slide, it's going to be problematic for me to just explain it.
Host, Leader Brown, you are host.
My host now.
Yes, you are host.
It's not giving me the option to share screen. It's not even giving me the option to mute everybody.
Thing is, I see two profiles of yours. So I think that's why. But there is one where you are host and the other one you are recording.
I think that's the one I logged in with. Sorry, Brown.
Oh, that means, oh yeah.
Okay, Brown, I've made you host. Sorry.
Sure.
Yes. Okay, good.
Good. Let me now try to pull up. Is Doctor here yet? Please, once Doctor is here, please, can he unmute? He is the starring tonight. So once he's here, can you please unmute so that we...
Okay. Good evening, Leader Brown. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, I think Doctor is in.
Okay.
I think he can hear us as well.
Sure.
Dr. Edwin, can you hear me? Oh my goodness.
No, you need to unmute him, Noma. He's mute. He's got a mic.
I gave Leader Brown the host right.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
100% loud and clear, sir.
Doctor, welcome.
Okay, that's beautiful. Good evening, all. It's just that.
Doctor.
Yeah, good evening, Doc. Welcome.
Okay, we are just on. I can see we are just on audio, not on video.
If you like, Doctor, you can even go on video if you like, but
Okay,
you don't
okay, let's go ahead so that we don't get another problems.
Okay. So
Yeah.
let me welcome you, Doctor, into our Zoom meeting. So I'd like to apologize for the late start, but I'm glad that, Doctor, you finally made it through. And thank you so much for honoring us with your time. Thank you for making time to come and educate us and empower us and enlighten us about our health. And let me just welcome you properly and introduce you to everybody who is here. So I've already shared with the team, Dr. Edwin, that you are a personal friend of mine. We come a long way, and for you to agree to come in and just share what you know, what you've experienced, or in fact your experience over the years with regards to health, it means a lot to the team, and it means a lot to me as well for honoring the invitation. So Dr. Edwin has a PhD, ladies and gentlemen, in alternative medicine, and he is a registered member of NHASA, which is Natural Healers Association of South Africa. He owns a practice in Johannesburg, but I'm not going to talk too much about his practice. I would like to welcome him to take over and give us his teaching. We are going to only concentrate tonight on ProCell. So what Doctor is going to share with us is he's going to take us through the background of the human body autonomy, and he's going to take us through stem cell and stem cell activators. And I would like everybody to mute their phone so that we can all hear what the doctor is about to share with us. And I think I will allow at the end of his talk a few questions. Not too many questions, ladies and gentlemen, because he is going to be sharing with us each and every week. So I'll allow a Q&A session at the end of the session. I think I'll keep it to a minimum of 3 questions for tonight, please. Welcome, Dr. Edwin, and can you please take over? I will try and also share the screens on my side of the stem cell. Thank you, and welcome, Doctor. Over to you, Dr. Edwin.
Yeah, thank you, Noma. We thank God for this beautiful weather. Right away, I will be moving in to discuss briefly on our product, especially the ProCell. I will make a little introduction with regards to actually what ProCell is all about. I will be speaking very briefly so that in the coming days, in the coming weeks, we will now be able to expatiate, because the product knowledge is the main weapon that we require in order to win people, convince them, and be able to make the sale. So having said that, I want to quickly and practically state that every one of us that has joined this particular team must recognize that we are in for a powerful revolution. ProCell is a plant-based stem cell. That is very, very important point every one of us must register in our consciousness, in our conscious mind. ProCell itself is, are we all listening? Hello?
Yes, Doctor,
please continue.
Yes, we can hear you.
But we have to mute.
Yeah.
Guys, can you please mute all the non-speakers?
Yeah,
Noma, can you please mute everyone, please?
Yeah,
Okay.
because there's. Are we together?
Yes, we can hear you, Doctor.
Yeah, ProCell is a plant-based stem cell.
Noma,
Basically,
please mute everyone.
Okay, Noma, please give me host rights to Minangzo Muta. Give me the host rights, I will do it. Brown, the second Brown. The one that's not unmuted. Okay. Doctor, we are sorted. Sorry for rudely interrupting you. You can continue. I'll continue muting everyone.
this is very important because this genetic revolution that has to do with stem cell therapy is in fact the future of medicine. But in the present era, allopathic doctors and alternative doctors, their eyes are not yet open to this revolution. So first of all, I want to define what a stem cell is. Circulating daily throughout the body of every person of every age are millions of new cells produced and released primarily from the bone marrow, known as stem cell. The word cell is, we all know that a cell is a unit of every living organism. We have two sources we can get stem cells: animal stem cells and then plant stem cell, or we can say animal-based stem cells and plant-based stem cells. Animal-based stem cell is basically gotten from the embryo, animal embryo. And this embryo happens to be what we may call the stem cell bank in animals. I will talk about that in the coming weeks, but we want to concentrate on plant-based embryo, plant-based stem cells. Plant is the only natural living thing that God has created in order to supply mankind the necessary vital force or the energy they need in order to repair their cells and to rejuvenate their body system. Earlier on, when genetic engineers started researching on stem cell. They started with animal stem cell, and they hit with limitations and a lot of side effects. That is how plant-based stem cell was invented. So it is very, very important to note that plant-based stem cells don't have any side effect. And they are very, 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 very pluralic, that they can totally duplicate other cells in our human body. And what is loaded in the process is adult stem cell. Adult stem cell, which is produced in the bone marrow, originally was thought to only replenish or change the blood cells. But researchers suddenly discovered that the adult stem cell in plants, in specific plants, also can stimulate or activate the bone marrow so that they can produce undifferentiated stem cells, which when they get inside the body system can automatically duplicate or regenerate or repair a damaged cell in any part of our body system. And based on this, the process engineering, we call it cellular engineering, was brought into force. There's different kinds of stem cell in the market. But when I joined this team, I discovered practically there is extra input that makes this particular process more dynamic than whatever we have out there in the market. Because you can see in the issue of cancer, stroke, diabetes, sickle cell, stomach ulcer, as well as cardiovascular and cerebral disease, that this particular process can easily regenerate, repair the cells of these, repair the cells, and these problems will be easily overcome. There are two things we must know in healing process, whether it is in the allopathic healing or alternative healing process. You cannot cure any ailment without knowing the cause of that ailment. This is a standard philosophy in medicine. But with process or plant-based stem cell, you can cure any ailment. Just what you need to know is what is the name. You can just come, even without having a title as a doctor, ask somebody, "Madam, what's the problem?" You say, "Oh, I'm suffering from brain tumor, or I'm suffering from cancer or stroke." It's okay. Take this sachet, just put it under the tongue, allow it to break the blood barrier, go straight into the system. And within some time, if the doctor handling the case, the medical doctor handling the case is not aware of it, the man will be shocked. Because it is a standard philosophy that you cannot cure any ailment without knowing the cause. Number two, I want to point out, and then I will go further a little to explain what ProCell can do, is in medical science, no medicine can control or handle inflammation nor dissolve a scar tissue. Most of the cause of these terminal cases as a result of cellular disorders. The present-day doctors and I can say Western medicine, they don't know anything about cellular healing. The product that God has placed on our hands, the ProCell, is such a wonderful product that can break a lot of barriers as regards to healing. Having said that, it is also very, very important that we understand the chemistry of how this product process works. I want to go back again to the cell. Basically, we know that the cell is a unit of any living organism. Stem cell practically is an extract from the cells of plants. The process is an extract from the cellular level of the plant. But every human being or every living thing has what God has planted inside the cell, which we call vital force. This force in that cell, whether it is a sperm cell, let's go back again to our human experiences, whether it's a sperm cell, the sperm is a cell, it moves and forms a zygote, mixed with the ovule, which is also a cell. A zygotification will start, and then there is a force inside the cells that keep on duplicating and multiplying until the embryo is formed. And immediately the embryo is formed, the human development now will commence. That embryonic cell is loaded with a lot of stem cells. And it is the duplication and the multiple multiplication of this embryo that brought about the cell division that made us to be human. When a child is born, you see the child is growing, developing and growing. So you begin to see practically that this cell is circulating on a daily basis. So our procell actually is not a stem cell. The procell is a bank of plant-based stem cells that activates into undifferentiated stem cells when it gets to the bone marrow. Immediately it gets into the bone marrow now will activate these cells, and then duplication. They start circulating all over. Most of the time, these cells normally move to areas where there is damaged cells. If the damaged cells, they are in the brain, automatically the stem cells will be also activated by the brain, straight to the brain. If it is on the liver, it activates it to the liver. But one thing is that as soon as these stem cells move to any organ, to any of the organs in the body, they now become differentiated. What does that mean? If the undifferentiated stem cells activated by the bone marrow through the help of the procell that you have taken, now moves to the heart, it becomes heart cells. So it looks like magic, it looks a miracle, but this is a great revolution in the field of medicine. And this is the future of healing. So if you look at it very, very practically, you will now be able to see that stem cell therapy is a solution for anti-aging. Those of us now who are in this group, immediately you now join this group, the first thing you have to do is start consuming these products, because procell is a stem cell. What does that mean? It means that with the stem cell, you can regenerate, you can rejuvenate all the cells in your body. And the more rejuvenation you have in a cellular level, the longer your life will be. So the procell is not just meant for sick people. Every one of us, this is an opportunity for you to live very long. So what is it that a procell does in the body or in the cell of somebody who has cancer? What it does is the stem cell moves into the cell and start correcting the abnormalities. Most of the things that causes cancerous development, or what we call carcinoma, is inflammation. And the inflammation is as a result. Inflammation is as a result of cellular disorder. When a particular cell in the body is deprived of either oxygen, or there is too much acidity in that cell, or there is a friction, and inflammation is formed. And immediately the inflammation is formed in that cell, the cell will become anaerobic, will be deprived of oxygen. The cell will be forced to start struggling, looking for a way to survive, to get oxygen. And then in the process, an acidic condition is created. It affects the other cell, and it gets into another cell. That's what we call mastitis. So by the time you throw in the procell does not just go to where the area of the mastitis, where the cancer reaction is taking place. The procell is absorbed in the body, and it moves straight into the bone marrow, because it is engineered and directed to break blood barrier. The absorption of the procell is with speed. It's very fast. It's just like when you take an injection. When it gets into the bone marrow will now feel happy, because the bone marrow will see it as a food, as a raw material it can use now to generate more undifferentiated cells. So if you look at it very practically, you discover immediately we get to the age of 25, the number of stem cells that we generate as human beings will start going down. So when you now take in this procell, it now generates a lot of undifferentiated stem cells, which will now start doing a lot of work. In the coming weeks, we'll be explaining what the number of functions, what happens when the stem cells are activated by procell. But the most important work that it does is a regenerative work. It doesn't start from the organs, it starts from the tissue. From the cellular level, when the cells are regenerated, the tissue will be regenerated. When the tissues are regenerated, the organs will be regenerated. And when the organs are regenerated, the whole body system will be regenerated. So, in brief, application of this product will also depend the age of the individual who is consuming the procell. Number two, the number of years or days or months the individual has been on that damaged or terminal or degenerated condition. Because if somebody is suffering, let me say somebody is suffering from cancer, and the person has undergone chemotherapy and been there for 3-4 years, it means that a lot of damage has taken place in the cellular level. It therefore requires that when you are bringing the procell for such individual, you must prepare their mind at least to take it for a longer time, because you need now a lot of stem cells to be activated. So what I will want us to see the procell to be is a stem cell bank that is activated when taken by humans in the bone marrow, which gives opportunity for generation of a lot of undifferentiated stem cells. The word undifferentiated means when these stem cells are activated by the intake and absorption of procell, it can become the cell of any organ in the body, and that is too serious. And that is why stem cell engineering is expensive. There is a difference between a stem cell product and every other product, because there is what you call cellular speed. They are meant to be not in quantum level, but in quanta, something that is submicroscopic, and the speed is added to it so that as absorption, assimilation, and direction is given to the product. And if somebody also is used to consuming GMOs, fertilized food, the person's body system is no longer a natural body system. This procell is packaged and engineered and produced in a way that it will have attraction and will work better with those with natural body. And so with this, I think the introduction, it must have been a good introduction. And then we will be able to take some few questions. I've just given a very brief introduction. We can now take some few questions based on what we have discussed. In the coming weeks, I will now be able to go step by step, explaining how the chemistry or the reaction, how does it take place because we are going to see some people will now take Procell. Because of the level of toxicity in their body, they will have what you call healing crisis. I will be going further to explain. As we encounter different people, sell the products to them, introduce new networkers, we are going to be having different kinds of experiences from different individuals based on their blood group, based on their lifestyle, based also on the what we may call, based also on their genetic code, and also based again on their nutrition. So with this, I would want to round up tonight, this evening, and I don't know if anybody has got a question so we can be able to share together. Thank you all for listening. Hello?
Yes, thank you very much,
Wow, thank
Doc.
you so much, Doctor. That was very powerful.
Yeah, do we have any question?
Okay, yeah, there's a question which is typed here.
Yeah.
Someone says, can Procell assist someone with diabetes wound, and how many boxes would you suggest?
Okay. The first thing to ask, what type of diabetes? Is it type 1 or type 2? Number 2, how long has this individual been suffering from this diabetes? Number 3, what is the sugar level of this individual?
Okay, I hope the person is listening, and maybe if they don't mind, they can unmute themselves and share with us.
Okay, let's also take it this way. Let's assume on general level. Remember that diabetes is not
We
a
actually
disease.
prefer people to raise their hands, Coach Wright, to avoid the disruption and the background noise.
Can I move on?
Can move on, Doc.
Yeah, diabetes is not a disease, but is a disorder. And remember too that the major problem of diabetes is actually the breaking down of carbohydrate, glycogen to pyruvic acid, so that energy will be supplied to the cells of the body. So what is needed for a diabetic person to get healed is introduction of the Procell to now send undifferentiated stem cell to the isolans of Langerhans, which is inside the pancreas. There is accidental cellular damage that takes place in the isolans of Langerhans, a particular organ inside the pancreas that is responsible for secretion of insulin. So immediately you introduce Procell, you have to start, for diabetic condition, you have to start at least with 4 boxes. 4 boxes. If the person can't afford 4 boxes of Procell, you can start with 1 box. Depending on the person's capacity, financial capacity, anyone that has diabetes, you mustn't remove the diabetic medicine the person is taking. The person has to continue on his or her medication while you are introducing the Procell gradually. And so, if the person wants to start with 1, it is not the best. The person at least should start with 2 boxes so that the person can have consistent activation of undifferentiated stem cells that will be transported to the isolans of Langerhans in the pancreas for a complete 30 days duration. Immediately the Procell is taken, it does not start working the same day. It has to take between 3 to 4 days for the Procell to activate. the undifferentiated cells that will be transported to the isolants of Langerhans in the pancreas to repair the isolants of Langerhans for continuous production of insulin, which help for the breakdown of glucose into glucogen and then pyruvic acid, for the energy, for the cells to get energy. Immediately this is completed, automatically the sugar level will start coming down, and gradually the person will be free from the problem of diabetes. But always try to know the kind of diabetes the person is having, and then how long and how old, because old people will need more because younger people, maybe people at the age of 30, 25, 30, 40, will need a lesser quantity because their level of natural undifferentiated stem cell production is still a bit better than those that are in their old age. I think this could serve as a good response.
Okay, thank you very much. There are other, like later Noma said, we'll take 2 questions. There are other questions on the chat again. The other one was a prostate cancer. I was asking which product. So that one is easy. Just take the Procell and the Protect. Then this one is saying, can it be used for autoimmune diseases?
Yes. In fact, the stem cell engineering or stem cell products, plant-based stem cells, are the best for autoimmune diseases. In an autoimmune disease, it means that the cellular level, there's a confusion. The cells are attacking each other automatically, creating a disorder and lack of coordination. So this is the best. Actually, autoimmune diseases have no cure in the medical palace. This is the best. But introducing Procell for people that have autoimmune diseases, you don't introduce it in a higher or bigger dose. You start with half of the packet. Is that clear?
Yeah, very clear, Doc.
You don't start with a full sachet of Procell. If the person is an old person, please, you start with half. Because if you start with the full dose, you may experience healing crisis at the though it's Procell, and also Protect.
All right.
I will be talking on Protect next time when the leader permits us to do so.
Okay, let's just go to these last 2 and then we'll be finished. This one says, hello, my son is now 24. He's autistic.
Autism.
Yeah,
That's
I think
autism.
so.
Yeah, inability to coordinate mentally. Yeah, and okay, in the case of autism, Procell is the final bus stop. But the question is the child already on medication? Is the child on medication?
Okay, it didn't write that one. Maybe you can type quickly. While he's typing, let's go to the last one in Namibia. It says, I have a client with stomach ulcer or cancer. He started with chemotherapy. He's now complaining that he's always in pain on the lower part of the stomach. The pain became worse after taking Procell. Can you continue taking Procell? He's complaining that Procell is a bit sour.
Okay, that's exactly what I wanted to explain. If the patient did not go for chemotherapy, that individual wouldn't have had this crisis. It's what we call healing crisis. He must continue. That's the only way out. What happened is that because of the chemotherapy, oxygenation of the cells, as well as oxygenation of the cells, or let me put it in a way you can understand, there is not enough oxygen in the cell of the colon. So what the person has to do is to encourage the client to now take the Procell, but to reduce it. He can now start taking it 1/4 until the healing crisis is over. chemotherapy actually is the cause of most problems. It doesn't cure cancer. It rather atrophies a lot of cells. It kills a lot of cells. So automatically, immediately you bring it in a higher volume, you will create what we call healing crisis. It's just like people are very, very thirsty, and then you come and then you bring a sachet of water when all of them are thirsty. All of them will rush, drag that little water. That's what has happened. There is a stampede. The cells, the living cells that are managing to survive the chemotherapeutic effect are now wanting to grab that the undifferentiated cells that have come, want to attach to the undifferentiated cells. So that's the only thing. And when you have people that have cancer of any type, please, you must discourage them going for chemotherapy. They can go, if they insist, they can go for radiation, but chemotherapy is very, very dangerous. You can Google on the disadvantages or side effects of chemotherapy. I have a lot of doctors, allopathic doctors, even from big hospitals here, that when their parents, I know one who is working as an oncologist. I'm the one that treated the father when he had prostate cancer. He came to me secretly and said, please don't mention my name. I know this thing kills people, it's dangerous. And within a space of 4 months, we were able to reverse the prostate cancer. And we did it secretly, not because of the ego. So when you meet with people that have already undergone chemotherapy, please, they will need a lot and a lot of the product, as much as they can afford, because you are no longer treating the cancer. You are treating almost millions and millions of their body cells that have been killed by chemo.
Okay. All right. I think then that one where you are asking if the patient is already on medication, he says yes, he's on medication and is also in an institution. Then the last one is asking if it's advisable for a person to take Procel while they are pregnant. I think this would be our last question for the night, Doc.
Okay. No, if you remember at the onset, I made it clear that there are only two sources of stem cell. One is animal-based stem cell, and two is the plant-based stem cell. And in animal-based stem cell, basically the embryo, or what you may call, let's put it in a way you can understand, the placenta is a stem cell bank. So when a woman is pregnant, she doesn't need any stem cell at all, because she is totally loaded with a lot. In fact, the kind of stem cell that a pregnant woman commands is such that if the woman becomes sick, the stem cell from the placenta of the baby will cure the woman. That's why mad women can easily be pregnant and deliver safely without any problem. Young children that are below the age of, let's say, below the age of 10, you don't need to give them stem cell, except on exceptional cases when professionals who know how to handle the infinitesimal process of application are available. Like you have a little child that has problem, your contractor will not tell you. We want to know the kind of ailment so we can know. It will be just little. I remember the time I tried using stem cells on my 1-year-old child. I used the tail of a teaspoon, very small, but it's not advisable. Pregnant women, children under the age of 10 are not advisable to administer Procel.
Okay, yeah, thank you very much. Back to you, Noma. We're done with our question and answer.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Thank you, Dr. Edwin, for enlightening us. I'd like to welcome everybody. Every Wednesday, 7 o'clock, Dr. Edwin will be unpacking one of our products. So make time to join in, make time to invite new people that wants to learn more about the human body and learn more about alternative healing of the body. And I would also like us to, if now from this session going forward, we can actually even send the question prior so that we have a list of questions, and Leader Bright can just have a list of all the questions prior to the presentation. And I also would like to encourage as well for a session of testimonies. So as and when we are using our products, there's people that will be giving us live testimonies. So I think from next week, we can even open up a slot for 2 or 3 testimonies of people that are using the products and are getting good results. I think it's nice. That would be very nice for us to share that. But other than that, I don't know if Leader Brown is still on the line, Leader Nomkosi, Leader Katu, Leader Bright. I would like to hand over to you, but from my side, I would like to give my vote of appreciation for everybody that took the time to listen in. And we will share next week's program in advance so that we come in prepared.